はい、お願いします。
Okay. Okay, everyone. Good evening or good morning, depending upon where you're joining us from. Thank you for joining our monthly Nihongo-de-USA meeting. Today, we are going to have ND-USA introduction and winning the game of capitalism, getting out of the rat race by building assets and pass them on over tax-free to your next generation. Then we cover housing market, expat traffic and investment opportunities, and owner change properties. Right. Oops. All right. Nihongo-de-USA, creation of environment where people can open up their potential, and discovery of Japan's new role in the United States is Nihongo-de-USA's purpose. As of 2023, we provide two main services, creation and management of rental housing for expatriate families from Japan, and asset building assistance through U.S. real estate. We will continue to expand our services throughout the United States and to develop Japantown. Nihongo-de-USA is a one-stop real estate service. Mainly in Midwest and Southeastern areas, there is a high demand of lease homes. Japanese expats assigned to work in the US for 4 to 5 years are not allowed to purchase a home by their company rule. So when they come to look for our help, we show them houses on the market. While an expat family is happy to lease the house in good condition because it was a for sale house prepared to be sold, an investor is happy to provide a good living condition for the expat family and also to be able to build their own assets. So we're creating a win-win situation. Our services are identifying an investment opportunity, helping you buy the property, placing a tenant, we property manage, help you with financial options to buy more properties. And finally, we seek your exit plan with professional resources. This is our team, Nihongo-de-USA. We have a central office function along with each state has each realtors and team members taking care of finding tenants, identifying properties to invest, and we help expats to move in and go through the repair process while they live there, renewal, and move out process. Now we're recording. Here is today's topic, winning the game of capitalism, getting out of the rat race by building assets and pass them tax-free over to your next generation. Here you go. Akiko Miyamoto, I am the real estate investor and also a founder of Nihongo-de-USA. I invested in properties along with helping the Japanese expat based on my own experience, building my own assets and helping others build their assets. I started to see some rule behind this real estate investment. So that's something that I wanted to start to share today. It'll be a series of talks. So we'll be starting the part 1 of it today. So let me share my background. In 2010, I moved from Tokyo to Columbus. 2011, I became a licensed real estate agent and put together a business model of matching rental home needs of Japanese expats in interests of long-term tenants from investors together. Since 2012 to now, I invested in single-family homes with my husband, to create rental homes for Japanese expats. 2012, for the house in Powell, Ohio, which is a Dublin City School. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. We continue to buy one each. We always had constant rental home needs, but sometimes we didn't have investor to purchase in time for the particular family. At that time, we ourselves purchased home to create a rental home for a particular tenant. Sometimes we found some good deals on the market. We purchased homes in advance. And in this talk series, I would like to share each house experience, how we got to purchase that home and how it's been doing, or they have been doing. 2018, bought another house in Dublin, Ohio, and then expat family who were originally assigned to Dublin, Ohio, were sent to Fort Wayne, Indiana, reached out back to us. And there was no rental home at that time in Fort Wayne, so we purchased one there and turned it into rental. And then we started going to Madison, which is the suburb of Huntsville, Alabama. We purchased our first house in Madison. So typically when Japanese corporations reach out in other areas from Dublin, Ohio, suburb of Columbus, Ohio, we were the first guinea pig to purchase a house. And once we test the water, it looks good, then we started to introduce those newer investment opportunities to our clients. 2021, we bought a house in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and then 2022, Columbus, Ohio. We have built $2.1 million in equity and $9,000 a month cash flow by 2022. So we were able to accomplish this all in 10 years. And our financial advisor said that we can basically retire by November 2021. We continued, we didn't retire, continued to buy houses. We put those assets under our company, Nihongo-de-USA. Any of the profit from Nihongo-de-USA were used to for the down payments of acquisition of those two homes. So we have one house in Dublin, Ohio, one house in West Lafayette, Indiana. And then this year in 2023, our staff members showed expressed their interest in buying a house, and they put together their own funds to buy a first single family home in this area. That would be our first trial to see how it goes. Basically, we're gonna capture a house and then put the title into an LLC where all my staff members are investing their money into the company. So here you go. You need to know the rule to win the game. So these are some of the games that my kids and I and my husband play quite often. And it's getting harder and harder. Our kids always win the games because they know the rule to win the game. People generally get caught in making money or trying to make more money, hoping they become rich or make enough someday. There are a lot of schemes to become rich, but there is very little to talk about what I'm going to talk about. I think it's backwards, or I realize it's backwards. Because if you continue to make more money, then as you make more money, you spend more money. So you need more money, and then you spend more. And as a result, most people never get out of their rat race. When I first became a realtor, and with the business model of matching the investors' needs with rental home needs from Japan, I was very successful and I was very fortunate and I was very happy. I was making a lot of money. Initially, I spent a lot of money and I was almost going into this rat race, I believe. The order should be not trying to make more money, but you work to become a capitalist, investor first. Isn't that the rule of the capitalism? Once your investment pays for your cost of living, you're free from working to make living. So first, you create that situation and then you talk about enjoying life. How to get wealthy? Of course, it's best if you start early, but the first point is that you spend less than you make. And whatever you have extra, I spend that extra money and made it into a down payment to buy a property, one by one. Then eventually in 10 years, that 10 properties produced $9,000 a month in cash flow. It didn't start overnight. It took me 10 years because the property value had to appreciate in order for sometimes for us to come up with the next down payment for the house. We didn't always make or save so much money to be able to put down payment of the property each year. But the appreciation of the property over the course of the years, and we refinance when the interest rate went down, that's how we were able to capture so many houses one after another. And I will talk about details of how we did that in next months. But in any way, we created $9,000 a month in cash flow over the course that once you capture a property, the monthly payment is set. So you keep paying the same monthly mortgage payment, but year after year, inflation brings the rent price up as well. So when we first purchase a house, there isn't very much of cash flow, but as time goes by, cash flow from each property grew. At the same time, by refinancing, our monthly payment got diminished, reduced. So therefore, that created another reason to have more cash flow. Currently, our living cost is $4,700 a month. So our cash flow from our assets exceed our monthly living costs. So we technically can quit our jobs and then we can live off of that. But as you can see, I'm still working at 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, simply because I just enjoy what I do here. And it's my choice to work instead of I have to work so I can put the bread on my table. Properties will continue to raise value and we'll have extra cash to continue to buy more properties. Exit plan of ours right now to pass properties over to children. And right now with the US, 12.92 million per person, me, and then 12.92 million, my husband, together will be able to pass over these properties to our children. There is no income tax on inheritances. We have been teaching our kids to continue to grow real estate. So we kind of have a family goal to keep creating this bigger and bigger. So instead of working for a living right now, we work for fun. At the same time, we're working to make a difference. And this seminar is one of the things that I want to be able to deliver to whomever interested in doing, repeating what I have done with my husband and my family. When the money, cash flow from your asset overseas, how much you need to spend to survive, then what happens after? It seems that everything became easier. So this is cash flow quadrant that I borrowed from Robert Kiyosaki's book, 4 Ways to Produce Income. One is employment. So there's a clock, I guess you're sacrificing your time to create money. You have a job. And my husband, Gary, still continues to work for a corporation. And if they like it, if they see a value in Gary, why not? What's the reason he has to quit? Also, after or in the course of building asset, Gary became a yoga instructor and personal coach and certified brain spotter. If he can help other people, why not? So he is not doing this so much, so to speak, for money. Yoga instructors do not necessarily make a lot of money, but he still teaches yoga classes on top of his W-2 job. And I'm a business owner. Here it says my business, and you see the people. So I'm creating the system, and the system is making money. But unless you're just an owner and you're hiring president, CEO, whatever, you're not spending any time, your system is not still making money alone. You spend your time also. And now that I don't have to make money from my business, running business got a lot easier because I can comfortably show the income of the company, how much I take as a salary from the business and how much the business is making. Before, I felt like if I show how much I'm making from the business, I didn't feel comfortable. Or if the business is not making enough profit, I thought that I had to prove to my employees. I did not feel that way. So I continued to run a company, Nihongo-de-USA, to continue to create rental homes needed by Japanese expats and to help create assets of other investors. I just simply, this worked for me, and I want to help more people if that helps their lives. Nihongo-de-USA invests to create rental homes now and pay for the cost of running the company. It's not fully, but eventually, as I made my assets pay for my own family's living, USA will have enough assets to pay for our employees. And what happens after that is that now Nihongo-de-USA members or staff members are interested in investing because they see it works. And I want them to be able to create the same environment as I did, so they will make enough money from their investment to make living. Because on top, I showed that this is a strange world to me. I thought that because democracy and capitalism do not always work hands in hand. As far as capitalism goes, as far as business owner goes, you want to pay as little as possible to your employees and then make most profit, right? But that kind of goes against democracy. And when you want to make your employees happy, which comes first, their happiness or company's happiness? I thought if I can give opportunities to employees to create their own assets, then I can say this with loud voice. As a company, we want to pay you as little as possible and make more profit. Let's make more profit. So Nihongo-de-USA has more assets. And then once that pays for your salaries, then it's your own world, right? Because we can decide depending upon how much assets is creating cash flow, do you want to work harder to get paid more? Or no, you want more vacation and let's hire more people. We have control over that. And then you're not making money or you're not becoming rich or wealthy from being paid by working for Nihongo-de-USA. You're working for Nihongo-de-USA to create more happy people, but that's okay because your investment has already making you a living. So what's the big deal, right? And I think that created, at least in my mind, the balance between capitalism and democracy. They can coexist. So once your investment pay for your family's living cost, even companies' running costs, the rest is to find problems where you, your family, and your company can solve. Isn't it exciting? So why real estate first? We want to explore next month on to find out why not just cash savings or mutual funds? Why real estate? Okay, thank you. So we are going to talk about current market in 3 areas. So we started in Dublin City School in Ohio, and this is the most updated information is about almost 2 months ago, but end of January here. So you can see that inventory is getting smaller, but average sales price continue to go up. And you can see that it's becoming $500,000 here in Ohio, when last year average sales price was $366,296. Average price per square foot has gone up quite a bit. You hear in the media that real estate market is adjusting, but it hasn't happened in Columbus, Ohio yet. Or I am not sure if it's going to happen in at least looking at the January market. New listings less. So because of the high interest rate, the listings are not coming up to the market because there are always people who want to move to the next house. It's either bigger or downsizing as an empty nester. But if you happen to buy next house with higher interest rate and then house is smaller, but it costs more in monthly payment, why do you sell? So as a result, there are fewer houses coming on the market, but there is steady movement from everywhere else into Midwest that just drives the price of Midwest houses up and up. Let's look at next market in Madison, Alabama. Sounds like or looks like the similar thing is happening. There are fewer new listings and fewer pending sales because fewer houses are going into the market. And closed sales is fewer, and days on the market has gone up quite a bit from 7 days to 38 days, but still median sales price and average sales price is going up. Inventory of the home for sale is better, like 440 to 301, and month supply of inventory from 0.7 to 2.3. Maybe in Madison areas, new built homes inventory might be catching up. Novi, Michigan. So Novi is a similar thing, fewer newer listing in February, and rolling 12 months, the same thing. Pending sales is less, and closed sales also less. Days on the market has gone up, that's a good news, rolling 12 months, that's not the case. The median sales price is a little bit up, but not so much up. That might be a great sign, might be a good time for us to be able to buy some no-buy homes. Oops. As you might know, no-buy has the most Japanese population in Midwest, and number 2 is Dublin, Ohio. All right. So we started a new lease listing service, Tenant Placement Plus. New plan, we'll start the next page first. Old system used to be, we were charging professional photography for $150 and creation of floor plan for $100. And this is in case of tenants. If you place a tenant who pays $2,500 a month, tenant placement fee was 1 month's rent. And then we had a renewal fee for $500. And that we used to charge this way. Our new system is $100 a month while your tenant is still in your home. So what includes in this $100 a month is a tenant search time, professional photo, floor plan creation for lease sign setup, listing services on MLS, Zillow.com, Realtor.com, and other consumer sites, showing through an open house, and background checks, negotiation on lease, and lease agreement template. At tenant move-in, we supervise on tenant's payment of security deposit and first month's lease, utilities account, opening of utilities account, and renter's insurance, hand out keys and house manual, and provide tenant 1 hour moving walkthrough. We also deliver moving condition report to owner, order and supervise repair found at tenant move-in time. During the occupancy, this is not included in the lease listing service. During the occupancy is if you sign up for a property management, we receive repair request and order and supervise repair. At renewal, this is included in lease listing service. We negotiate the new lease rate and term for you based on given market price and housing allowance from the employee's company. At move out, inspect unit and create move out condition report, which includes repair report, both paid by landlord and tenant, and 2, renovation recommendation to be competitive in rental market. So report both tenant and landlord amount of security deposit return and itemized repair costs. This is what we provide. Investment opportunities, type 1, we have type 2 too, and expat traffic. Right now, we're looking for a potential landlord at Hilliard. Single family home is wanted. A family of expat who sends their children into Alton Darby Elementary School and Memorial Middle School and Bradley High School, looking to pay $2,300. Their assignment is left for 4 years. It could be longer, but they currently live in an apartment. And so therefore they have to let the apartment know that they are moving out by May 31st. So we need to be able to identify the house, and then they'll move into the house in mid-July. There was a property came up and looked like went into contract for $330,000. So if this is the amount you're looking to invest, would you like to capture this family? As houses come up on the market, we'll notify you, and then we can take you to video showing along with the tenant actually go see the house. Mickey, do you want to fill me in with the Dublin 3-bedroom 2,300 rent needs?
Yes. Yes, in Dublin School District. Sorry, I don't have much information about this, but a tenant is looking for 3-bedroom, and possibly this could be like condo because the rent budget is $2,300. And yes, if you want to capture this family, please let me know, and I can show you the property once we find out that is something on market.
Great. So the difference is that if you want to capture the family, we'll continue to show you houses with the family with you. So until you are, comfortable buying the house for that family. And right now, Washington Courthouse, that's where the Honda's battery factory with the joint venture with LG is coming into town. And they have initial 14 employees going into the area and start working on building the factory. And we were able to provide full family housing. So we are looking for 10 more single family homes, 2 to 3 bedrooms. And the lease term is going to be about 2 to 3 years. And the housing allowance they're going to have is $1,700 to $2,000. These houses need to be created by June of this year. On top of these housing needs, we have 12 families in Dublin looking a house. They just arrived from Japan and they're looking for houses. Huntsville and Madison area in Alabama, 8 Tanshin into apartments. Tanshin meaning that 8 guys who come here, whether they have family in Japan or not, we're not aware, but they're coming to work alone and they're moving into apartments in February. And 2 families are looking into moving into single family homes. And Miki, we already have 2 investors identified those 2 families, right?
Actually, we have 2 vacant properties that we property manage. So most likely they like to move in that homes.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
and we will have more families coming in April, May, June. So maybe I can give you more information about that at the this meeting.
it seems like that Mazda, Toyota started to single source us for their expat housing. So all of a sudden we have a heavy traffic in this area. So if you're interested in investing in Madison and Huntsville area, please reach out to us. And we have 1 family moving into West Lafayette, Indiana area. Investment opportunities type 2. We have many investors who are coming to the time that they want to liquidate their assets. So if you're interested in those properties, please come to nihongo-de-usa.com/sale.com. There are houses available on that site, and see if I can go there. Will you be able to see it? Okay, perfect. So you can see here that there are properties, and then you click, then you have more detailed information about each property. All right. We have HomeBot, and we hear a lot of good feedback from our clients. Once you become a client, we send you the HomeBot information. HomeBot is an app that talks about your own home, how much your house is worth for that month. And then if you provide how much mortgage you have and you can adjust it yourself, then that gives you a lot of options, how much equity you have built, what you can do with the equity, where you can find a next home for investment, or you can move yourself, or what kind of renovation is possible. It's a lot of fun to play around with this HomeBot. And we also started to provide client annual review. We're setting up our renewal review on the day of your first closing of the property with Nihongo-de-USA. If you're not sure when that is, please contact us. We'll schedule your annual review. Akiko and Patricia will meet you for half an hour to answer any questions you may have, and we also advise you what you can do with your equity and help you plan your exit plan as well. So our Nihongo-de-USA next investor meeting is April 4th, 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. We'll continue to talk about winning of the game of capitalism next month. All right, thank you everyone. If you have any questions, please stay and open up your microphone and ask us questions. We're happy to answer any of the questions. No, tonight it's not only me in Ohio and Miki. We have Dao, a realtor from Indiana, and Kenta from Michigan. So if you have any questions in Indiana and Michigan, they're all there for you.
Hi, I just had a question. I guess when you showed some information on the Novi area, and I'm familiar with Novi. I work for an automotive parts manufacturer, and our headquarters is actually in Southfield. And we have, of course, have a large facility with a lot of expat staff. As you mentioned, there's a lot of expat staff that live in that area. Until this point, what has been the housing situation for the expat community there in single family houses or condos, or what type of housing have they been using?
Okay, yeah, so what I've noticed is they're very interested in condos and apartment units. Unfortunately, over in like the Novi area, there's a lot of new construction for condominiums and apartment homes. And yeah, because Novi is a very prominent area for Japanese expat, with the public school district being #2 across the state, and also the public school district offers Japanese as a foreign language option. So because due to those factors, it is a very preferred area for Japanese expats. And because of that, it is very prone for Japanese expat traffic. And, you know, Japanese expats also prefer newer construction homes, which is more ideal for what they're looking for. So going back to your original question, I would say condominium and apartment homes are what they're typically looking for, because it reduces the maintenance of the homes as well.
You see in that area, your expat clients have the similar issue to what we've seen in Ohio, Central Ohio, is that their company doesn't allow them to things, so they typically are in a lease situation for their housing?
Yes, typically, yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I understand that a lot of investors who've been providing the rental housing in Novi area is exiting by their age, retirement, because the price has gone up. So I feel that next wave is coming up. It's just a matter of just the price balance, how much housing allowance the corporation are given to each expat family and the price of the housing. And that has something to do with why they prefer to go to townhouses versus single family home, because the single family home prices in Novi were a lot higher than those of Dublin area, but the property tax seems to be a little less there in percentage. So we're gonna start investigating as we have more inquiries from expats that we'd be able to provide more opportunities. We just had one trading company's expat move from Ohio to Michigan, and Kenta just helped to have him move into a townhouse there. So it's exciting to be able to have Kenta on our team, and he speaks Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
We plan to expand in Novi area.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Any other questions?
Just one question, I guess it's more for the Central Ohio market. I know inflation has been really high in the past, like two years. Has some of the employers kind of been reacting to that to help their employees with inflation, like with housing allowance?
Yes. Last year, expats were looking for houses for 2,200. This year, expats are looking for houses between 2,500 and 2,800. So I think that with a lot of warnings through newspapers and seminars, I think it just helped have Japanese companies react to the adjustment of the housing market.
You can't avoid hear the news of inflation, so it's unavoidable.
Yes. And seems like we're not struggling so much in Dublin area thanks to all the clients like you keep investing into the area. Fortunately, we've been helping a lot of tenants. The traffic came back, we feel. So in the past 2 years since COVID happened, traffic has been a little bit different. But this year, just like right before COVID, that the February traffic is very heavy, been very busy, and continue on to have more and more inquiries through March. And then we started having the same kind of demands in Madison, Alabama. Mickey has been very busy. With Kenta's help, we'll be able to create more market in Michigan. And Dow has been busy with Subaru's requests. So Dow's area in West Lafayette, they built a lot of new developments. And that's where the our investors started to build houses to meet the needs of expats coming into the area. And of course that Indianapolis have other suppliers of Toyota and Honda as well. So we will capture those needs as well. And the price range is slightly different from each area. So if you're trying to diverse your investment and in the price ranges, please reach out to us. We'll give you more details. And if you have any requests that you want us to cover in this meeting, we're happy to do that, because now we can have Dow and Kenta coming in. If you want us to bring not just the expats traffic, if there are some of the houses that should be captured in advance for the expats traffic, we're happy to present those housing even though you might not be able to capture, but you get that idea of the price range of the area and what kind of house quality you expect in each area.
I think, you know, there's a lot of different areas there. And one of the big things that can vary from possibly from area to area is not only the price, but also the property tax. You know, I don't know the situation exactly so well in Madison, but I'm originally from like the central Alabama area, and it was shocking, completely shocking when I moved from there to sold a house there and bought one in like the central Ohio area. So I guess that would be you know, interesting to see how those some of the different areas compare, because the property tax obviously is not only the sell price and the potential revenue from rental.
Perfect.
But, yeah.
I agree. Yes, Madison, when we captured a house there, it's just so surprising how little the property tax is there. And there, they double the property tax if you're not, if you're buying a proper investment property, but still the double is still a lot less than this area. In Indiana is about the same, and Michigan, little more, but less than this area. So it's not just a house price. I agree. So Dao, Kenta, Miki, maybe you will just bring a couple of the examples that can be, you know, can work for expats family in the next meeting and share that with our investor clients.
Sure, I can do that.
Great
I mean,
idea.
Yeah, I mean, because in me, of my situation, I'm not very diversified at all. Like, would I have investment in only like this one area, but so I know it fairly well. But to consider it some diversity and then you know, and and so I have some knowledge of this area, but I don't have such knowledge of some of the other areas, and I guess to give some incentive to another buyer to, I guess, you know, have, you know, overcome the geographic location that's maybe farther away. I guess that would, it kind of entice them, would be like those lower expenses in property tax comparing that to like this one area. That would be probably beneficial. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, we might even do the areas. So after or on top of our talks about how to win the game of capitalism, we might continue on to explain each area, like Ohio, why Michigan, why Indiana, by each area's realtor. Thank you for the great ideas. Any comments from any other people who are attending the meeting? Feedback? All right, if there isn't anything, then we'll see you next month, April 4th at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much and see you next month.